Let me now go across first to the two accident survivors who are joining us here on the show, Anubhav Das and Anshuman Purohi, both with us here. Let me first go across to Anubhav. Anubhav, it's been an extremely horrifying moment, a tragedy that you will find very hard to forget all your life. But can you take us through what you witnessed when this accident took place, minutes after that, when you could get your bearings right?
Good evening, Maha. Thank you for having me and Anshuman over here. First and foremost, this incident occurred at around 6:30 in the evening, and we had crossed the Balasore railway station about 15-30 minutes back, I guess, roughly. What we heard was a loud noise, because inside an AC coach the noises are mostly muffled that come from outside, but this noise was loud enough for us to hear it properly. And then we experienced a jerking movement for about for a elongated time period of up till about 40-45 seconds. And after that, this train came to a halt, the Coromandel Express that we were on. And initially we got to know that this train had incurred some kind of an accident, had gotten into an accident. So we quickly tried to get down, me and my co-passengers, and Anshuman was also in the same berth as me. And we tried to get down as soon as possible with only our valuables, trying to understand what exactly had gone. At this moment of time, we did not know what was happening. So it was only an emotion of fear. We were really scared. So as soon as we tried to disembark from the coach, what we see in front of us was 3 derailed coaches of a train, and we did not know if these coaches belong to our train or some other train. But as soon as we interacted with the people who were coming out of those coaches, we got to know that this particular derailed coaches, 3 coaches, were of Yeshwanthpur Express, which is going in the opposite direction towards Howrah. Now, those people were really fatally injured, and we also saw a lot of bloodied head and bloodied heads, or hair and hands. They were asking us, begging us for help, asking us for water. As much as we could, we gave them water, whatever water we had. We refilled bottles from the train bathrooms, and we also made makeshift bandages out of the train railways bed sheets, so that they could wrap it around the places that are bleeding from. But at this moment of time, we are also not really sure what had happened to our train. Yeah, and around 250 to 300 nearby, the local people had also gathered here within about 5 to 10 minutes of the incident. And as and when the ambulances came in, we expected the ambulances to come to this particular location, because we thought this was the only incident that had occurred over there. But then interestingly, the ambulances started moving away from us towards the front of the Coromandel Express, and this led us about 5 to 6 of us people to move towards the front of the train. And only then we got to know how big the incident was, and how big the mishap was that also involved the derailment of Coromandel Express.
So, Anubhav, from the sequence of events that you are describing to me of what you all experienced, clearly your bogies were on the towards the end of the Coromandel Express, because the front is what of the Coromandel Express that got completely derailed and went over a goods train which was carrying iron ore. That is what has been explained by the Railways Board today, and because that was such a heavy wagon, the entire impact, Anshuman Purohi, as the Railway Board members pointed out, was on the Coromandel Express. As Anubhav is pointing out, when you all moved further down, what were the scenes that you saw?
It was an absolute chaos. There are no words to describe what we saw. There were coaches lying on top of each other. There was the Coromandel Express engine, I believe, lying on top of 2 other coaches. There was lots of dead bodies, lots of injured people, lots of screams in the air. It was as if, death was in the atmosphere. That I would probably describe it that way. There were hundreds of bodies just lying on the ground with such horrible injuries on them that, it just made us so fearful that very night, and so grateful that we both literally escaped without a scratch.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, on days like this, you really do believe that it's such a miracle that so many people survived unscathed. But the memories are going to linger on for a very long time. Anubhav, as Anshuman is saying that there were screams and cries in the air there, people obviously fearful of what lies next. They wouldn't be able to fathom the gravity of the situation at that juncture. How soon did help arrive? You said that ambulances came and then obviously they moved towards the front because the casualties towards the engine were much more than what happened with the Yashwantpur Express, I understand. Is that correct?
That's right, Maha. See, from the location that we were situated in, we could only see that 3 coaches of the Yashwantpur Express had derailed. But from the point of view of the road, where the ambulances came in, and the local people over there who must have definitely told the ambulances and the emergency services what exactly had happened. They actually saw the brunt of the mishap to have been in the front of Coromandel. And like Anshuman was saying, that death was in the air. Yeah, definitely that would be an apt description of what was going on there. And as for the emotions that were flowing and how we, in the past 2 days since the incident, I would say yes, there has been an adrenaline rush, and I'm sure Anshuman will agree to this. But I guess it will take us about 3-4 days to actually understand what happened that time, and for us to have escaped absolutely unhurt, and to be seeing now the death toll rising like anything and the injured people. This really sorts of makes us will make us all realize, whoever was escaped from that life is really that fragile. To be to lose all that you have within 30-40 seconds, and that is all that it takes.
Absolutely. It was a matter of fraction of seconds, as has been explained by the railways today as well, saying that if the Yashwantpur Express had just crossed that main line on which it was the down line just a fraction of seconds earlier, then that train would not have been impacted. Many thanks to both of you for speaking to us. We understand that this has been a terrible shock to everyone who was on those trains, and this tragedy is so huge with 275 lives lost in that accident.